Hey everyone, welcome to FPL Fox. I'm Gary, and we've got a lot to talk about in the world of FPL. Now, we know there's been blanks and double game weeks coming up, but game week 18 has just gone crazy. Spurs and Villa is officially postponed, and the surprising thing is, the Spurs and Fulham game has taken its place. Now, Fulham had an FA Cup match at the weekend, and they were not expecting to play a game in game week 18. But they've ended up getting one. This Wednesday they play Spurs instead of the Villa and Spurs game, and it really changes things up. Previously, I wasn't looking at any Spurs assets in my free hit draft for game week 18 because I thought the Villa Spurs game was quite tight. But now they've got Fulham, it throws it all up in the air, and we need to look at the drafts again. It's been such a crazy year, and to think that we're going to have more postponements and more double, triple, maybe even quadruple game weeks along the way, it's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a fun one. Now, Villa are meant to have a double game week in game week 19. That is still meant to be going ahead. Their first game has been pushed back a day, I believe, to give them a chance of getting ready for that first match. There's still a chance it won't be a double game week if that's called off, but fingers crossed because I've got two Villa players in my team. And the other thing is, due to FA Cup fixtures and rearrangements, the Southampton and Leeds game in game week 19 might be called off again, so that might have to be postponed. That means that Leeds and Southampton will not have a double game week in game week 19. It just messes up everyone's plans. All the planning we've been doing for the double game weeks and the blanks, when you get changes a week beforehand, it just messes it up. So I feel sorry for all the bench boosters out there. Now let's look at my two free hit teams that I've got so far. I've got a 4-5-1 and a 3-5-2. The 4-5-1 is on the screen now. You can see it's got triple City, triple Arsenal, triple Spurs, and double United. Now, I normally like to be a bit differential with my teams. As an example, in my team that isn't a free hit at the moment, going into the double game week, I've got double Liverpool defence. I've got Trent and Robbo at the back, as well as Cancelo and Diaz. So I'm going big at the back, so it's differential. But going into this free hit, I think you have to take calculated risks, but also go for the games that you think are going to score the most goals and get the most clean sheets, which is what I think this does. Triple City, you can't go away from Triple City this week. Triple Arsenal, they're on form. They haven't been recently, but with the price that Saka's at, with the price that Tierney's at, for what they're bringing points-wise so far in the last few weeks, I think it's worth the risk. Triple Spurs. Now, I said before, I had no Spurs in my free hit drafts before the Fulham and Spurs game was brought into this week, because the Villa Spurs game, it just didn't look good to me. And it makes it so much harder now that Spurs have a good game, because I was going to go Sterling. And now I know he might have a slight injury, he was doubtful because he didn't go into the game at the weekend. Pep's come out and said he's doubtful. What do we know about Pep? He's just all over the place with Pep Roulette. So we have no idea what team is going to happen for City this week. And I think the safest option for City is probably two at the back with De Bruyne in midfield. That's the easiest way to do it and the safest way to do it. And then double United, as you can tell, I am a United fan, big United fan. So double United in there as well. Rashford and Fernandes. I actually really wanted Cavani, but I'm unsure whether he'll play. I'd love him to play Rashford, Cavani, Fernandes and Martial up top, but I just don't know whether Cavani and Martial will start together and who will start. So I can't really risk that. And yeah, triple Spurs. This team looks solid. It's obviously very template. There's no really standout picks there. Really template, especially on a free hit. So for a free hit team, this is really template. For the majority of teams that are out there this week that maybe aren't free hitting or don't even know about the postponements and the change of fixtures, this is probably quite differential. I have Leno at the back. I did have Darlow, but him and Dubravka, either of those could play. The manager's come out and said either of those could play. He needs to make a decision. So it's a bit risky going there. And that is the 4-5-1 team. Kane up top on his own. You'll see in the next draft I was looking at Lacazette. I was also looking at Wilson before Kane had a good fixture. But I am looking at Lacazette as well, and you'll see that in the next draft. But yes, the bench here is really weak. I mean, Brewster had him basically all year. He's a guaranteed 1 point. Davis doesn't play. And Mitchell, back in the team now, playing really well, but who knows if he's going to play or not. And, well, he's playing Arsenal, and I hope Arsenal win. So let's get on to the second team. The second team is 3-5-2. You can see we still have triple Arsenal, we still have triple City, we still have the same double United, and we still have triple Tottenham, but it's changed up a bit. So I've now got Lloris in there over Leno, and you can see up top I've got Lacazette and Kane. So the money from that has come from downgrading the Son. So it's basically Lloris, Reguilon, or Region, or however you say his name, Gundogan and Lacazette, compared to Leno, Stones, Dyer and Son. That's basically the swaps that I've done this team to make it a 3-5-2. And again, I really like this team. I can also fit in, I think for Gundogan, I can fit in Foden. Now, the two players that I've been looking at to fit in as a real differential are Foden or Gundogan and Cavani, like I said before. So Cavani is too risky, I think. The question here, and the main difference, is that I've gone double City attack rather than double City defence in the first draft. And it's debatable which way you go. I think it's Cancelo is basically an attacker anyway, so in a way it's triple City attack. But I just feel like the upside for Gundogan is there. Stones, yes, probably likely to get 6 points, but Gundogan could get 10 points, could get 12 points. For his value, if he starts, and how attacking he's been over the last few weeks, I think he could be really good value. Yes, there's nothing wrong with double City defence if you want to fit other people in midfield, but I also like having that extra City midfielder to just be a little bit more aggressive. I don't really know which team I prefer here. I don't know whether I like the 4-5-1 more or the 3-5-2 more. There was also different ways I was looking to try and go 3-4-3, but I like the value in Saka, and I think that he's a great pick this week, even though he's quite template on the free hits. He's still quite differential, and I think he's a great hit this week. Like I said, I wouldn't have had Tottenham at all this week if it wasn't for the rearranged Fulham fixture. So it's really mixed up my plans a little bit. I think this week you can throw all kind of stats and last 4 game weeks, last 5 game weeks out the window a little bit. For example, if you really want to punt on Aubameyang, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you want to go Aubameyang because you've got a hunch, he's on pens. If he gets a couple of pens, you are golden. And for the differential stature that he'll have this week, I think he'll be an awesome shout if he does well. Cavani, things like that, could be really good this week. I can't really see any other massive names other than Sterling that maybe you could go for. The only risk with him is that he's a doubt. He was a doubt at the weekend. Pep came out and said he wasn't fit. We don't know if he's going to be back. We'll wait for the press conferences tomorrow, see if Pep gives anything away. Spoiler alert, he will not. And, well, he'll probably say Foden will start and then he'll bench him. So, yeah, it's hard to pick on the City side. The safe way is Stones and Cancelo at the back, but I prefer going a little bit risky, a little bit more attacking. And I do like the Foden pick. If I can... I mean, Gundogan here, if he doesn't play, Fernandes comes off the bench, which isn't too bad against Sheffield. I think that's quite a good shout. But if I bring in Foden there, I don't have Fernandes on the bench. So I've not got the value for that. I think it's a 4.5 I can get if Foden's in there. So it's a risk, but it might be a risk worth taking. And we'll see how this game week goes. Last week, 43 points, absolutely terrible. Worst game week rank of the year. I think it was 6.5 something million. Crazy bad. So I went down in rank. Annoyingly, 3 weeks ago, I brought in Salah for a hit. The first time I've had him all year. He's blanked 3 times in a row as my captain. So this is just my luck at the minute. I think I've cursed Liverpool in FPL because I've got triple Liverpool in my team. So that's not gone well the last 3 weeks. Just to give an example on how differential I normally go and how I don't like going for crazy ownership players, I've not had Jack Grealish at all this year, although I do want him and he's incredible. And I've not had Calvert-Lewin at all this year. It's different with Calvert-Lewin. I just don't feel like he's the best striker, especially now he's gone off form a little bit. He's actually injured this week. If you didn't know, he's not playing in game week 19, game week 18? Game week 18. He's not playing in game week 18, he's injured. But he's not been one in my team at all this year. So I like going a bit differential, but this week it's hard to. It's really hard to. If Sterling was fit, I'd go Sterling, but you just don't know. Mahrez? Who else can you go for? Let me know how your teams are looking in the comments below. I'll get down there and see how you're all looking for the free hit. And if you're not free hitting, are you wildcarding? Are you just going to rock with 5, 6, 7, 8 players and get through and then bench boost or triple captain? I am looking to triple captain in the double game week. I'm looking at De Bruyne for my triple captain. So I think I'm set up quite nicely. I just hope that this week is better than last week. Thanks for stopping by in the video. If you liked what you saw, then drop a like and subscribe. I'll be bringing weekly content in terms of FPL, and I'll be looking to climb the ranks just as much as you. It's time to outfox your FPL rivals. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Now let's look at my teams. I've got Alexa. Now let's look at my teams. I've got two teams down initially, a 4-5-1 and a 3-5-2. I don't know that one.